Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. What we got going on today, we got a set of LS3 heads. These are 799 heads. They're just straight from the machine shop. We're going to be swapping the springs on them and the seals with a Texas Speed kit. Here's the part number on that Texas Speed kit. There are dual springs. They also come with nice new seals and titanium retainers. So the only thing you're gonna have to keep off these old heads is your locks. If you're like me and you do quite a few different sets of heads, usually you got extra locks laying around. I got a box of them. End up dropping some, losing them here and there. So I got a little different method of removing the old springs. We're not going to keep anything, like I said, other than the locks. So I've got a pretty quick, easy method of getting the old springs out. And then I just have your basic tool here for compressing the spring and putting the new springs on and getting these set up. This LS is getting a pretty large cam, that's why we're swapping the springs. I'm not exactly sure what else it's getting. There's a twin turbo LS build that's supposed to be coming up, but I don't have a lot of details on that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get these set down. I set them right here on these little pieces of foam, and I'll get y'all set up so I can get a good vantage point of what I'm doing, and I'll try to kind of go over what I'm doing for you. I'll be back in a second. All right, so basically what I got going, what I do, this is just a deep 1/2 inch drive 7/8 socket, and you just put it right there on top of that retainer, and you just want to give it a good solid whack. And when you do, it's gonna separate and pop these locks off for you. That way you can just get them off a little bit quicker than you would be having to use the tool. I knew that was gonna happen. So anyway, sorry y'all fell over, but as you see, springs out, retainers out. The locks, they'll just fall down in here, and you just pick up the head later, and they'll be down here on the bottom. Okay, got you mounted different. Maybe you won't fall over again. Try this one more time. And that's pretty much it. It works really quick. It doesn't hurt anything. I've done countless sets of heads. So the next thing I'd be doing is we're gonna remove the seals. It comes with new seals. So you just reach in, grab the seal, give it a little twist. Sometimes they get stuck pretty good. That's it. So there's your old seal. So we won't be reusing these just go in the trash, because we got a new set. So instead of y'all having to sit and watch me do all these, we'll do a little time lapse, and then we'll do a part 2 where I'll be putting the new seals, new springs on. All right, so we got all the springs off, we got all the seals out. So next thing I usually do is I just go through and I make sure that the seat the seal sits on is clean. There's no dirt, debris, anything that would stop that from sealing up. These are real clean, like I said, because they just came from the machine shop. And then what I'm going to do is I always like to apply quite a bit of grease to the valve stem itself. That way when you're installing the new seals, they have this rubber on them. So when you're installing it, if you don't have some grease or some lubricant or something, you can actually tear that seal on that lip that your retainer lock sits in, and that's what the lock, which is what retains it from popping out with the retainer. So I just come through with some red grease, and I'll place it on each of these valve stems. That way, when you put this on there, it's not gonna affect anything. So like so. Then you just take your seal and slide down nice and easy. So I'll continue that for the rest. The only other thing you really got to do is sometimes they don't sit, it's not quite just flush yet, but you can just do it with hand pressure. You just give it a little push, and then that's sitting down all the way flush. So it's ready to accept the spring and your retainer and your lock. Okay, so we got all our seals in, and also you see where I put a little dab of grease. The spring tool is going to be running in and out of these threads. You know, you tighten it down. I'll show you in a second. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to install the spring. These particular springs, there's no right or wrong way. They just drop in. That's it. So you're going to want to put 2 springs, like so. Then we're going to put the retainers in, which this is the bottom of the retainer, this is the top. So they go like that. It just helps locate that spring in there. Then you're going to compress those down, put the locks in. And once you compress those down, put the locks in, then you take the tension back off, and that's it. You're done. They're installed. So I'm going to get y'all set up again where you can see that, because I can't do it with one hand. All right, I think that'll work. So this is your spring tool. I don't remember exactly which model this one is. We got one for LS, we got one for LT. LTs are just slightly different. So just run this down good and tight. And then the same for this. You just want to center up that spring with that valve stem. You just compress your springs down. Then you're going to get a little bit more grease. It's going to help hold those locks onto that stem. One step I actually did forget. You see how these valves have dropped down in there quite a bit? If you just take an old rag or something and you just stick it up underneath this head where it pushes up on those valves a little bit, it will definitely help you. So your locks, they're the way they're shaped, it's kind of a cone shape. The wide, or the bigger mouth of it, goes towards the top, smaller goes towards the bottom. So those are going to sit in there like that. Same with another one, you would get 2 per each valve. Sometimes they can be a little difficult of how they want to sit in there. Also, too, having a little magnet helps grab these little locks and just kind of manipulate them where you need them to be. I think we're pretty good there. Now, I don't use the D-lock now because if you vibrate this too much, it just shakes your locks right back out. And sometimes they still want to fall. Like this one did. Just like anything else, this never would have happened unless I put the camera out there. Once you get enough tension off of them, you can just run them out. So there's one set of springs installed. It's not hard, it's a little time consuming. Just making sure you get those locks just right. But I'm gonna put you on a time lapse and finish these up. There's not a whole lot else to show. There's not a whole lot else to go over. It's a pretty simple process once you've done a few. All right, there we go. All finished up. It's been probably about 2 years, I guess, since we've done any LS heads. We've been doing a lot more Gen 5 LTs than anything. So, looking forward to the LS build, I guess. It's something a little bit different, change it up from the LTs. But yeah, so there you go. There's those Texas Speed dual springs. Nice new seals. These will be going down to my dad's shop. And whenever we get the LS down there to build it, these will be the heads going on it. And I'll post the cam specs when I get some more information on the cam that's going in it. But it's a pretty rowdy cam from what I understand. So that's why we're putting these dual springs on. Anyway, I appreciate everybody subscribing, checking it out. This is all, this camera thing is kind of a new thing to me. I've been doing this type of stuff for years, but I never picked up a camera. So definitely really appreciate everybody, checking it out. And looking forward to putting out some more videos. Have no clue what we're doing Saturday, but I'm sure there'll be something to film. Anyway, everybody have a good one. Thanks.